Virginia City has been called the most haunted city in Nevada. Some of the most paranormal spots include the 142-year-old Silver Queen Hotel. It has been reported to be haunted by a woman named Rosie. She slit her wrists in the shower in room 11. She is currently rumored to be wandering the hotel, turning doorknobs. Voices in abandoned rooms, and strange tapping on doors have all been reported by guests. Several people have claimed to have heard loud footsteps, even when nobody else was around. The wedding chapel's security camera has captured ghosts, and room 13 has seen paranormal activity as well. The ghost of a lady named Annie has been heard running about the hotel and knocking on windows. The Mackay Mansion is primarily known for its past owner John Mackay, a Comstock millionaire. Approximately 7 apparitions, including the little girl clad in white, are frequently seen within and outdoors of this old estate. While filming a movie in town, Johnny Depp claims to have seen this little child. Others have heard her playing upstairs, a former army colonel lingering in the kitchen, and a lady rushing up and down the stairwell. The Gold Hill Hotel and Saloon is Nevada's oldest existing hotel. It's haunted by several miners who died in a nearby accident. The spirits of a former owner, known as William, and his housekeeper called Rosie, have been spotted by many guests. Rosie stays in room 4, and William stays in room 5. Supposedly, Rosie enjoys turning the lights on and off, in addition to moving guests' personal belongings around. William also enjoys playing tricks with the guests, by doing things such as locking them out of their rooms. Piper's Opera House. The Opera House was formerly known as McGuire's Opera. It was destroyed in the Great Fire of 1863 and later rebuilt, only to be destroyed by fire again in 1883. The structure that now houses Piper's Opera House was completed in 1885. This historical opera house has had several ghostly sightings that have occurred, including a man with a handlebar mustache, a lady in a blue dress, and numerous spirits seated on the balcony area. The Silver Terrace Cemetery. Many fatal mining accidents occurred in Virginia City during Nevada's early mining days. There were 295 fatalities registered between 1853 and 1880, many who are buried there. The ghost of a little girl has been seen wandering between the rows of headstones, while surrounded by a bright light, is just one of the ghost stories associated with Silver Terrace. The cemetery gates will also open and close on their own from time to time. But the most haunted by far is the Washoe Club. In Virginia City, mining magnates who desired to hobnob in luxury, established a famous social institution during Nevada's Comstock Lode's early days. The Washoe Club developed a reputation for lavish lodgings along the Pacific coast, and it was once a household name. In 1875, the old Washoe Club, nicknamed the Millionaires Club, was established as a gathering venue for Virginia City's upper class. The 18th President of the United States, Ulysses S. Grant, and writer Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain, were among the notable guests at the old Washoe Club. Samuel Clemens originally adopted the pen name Mark Twain, while writing for the Virginia City newspaper Territorial Enterprise. The building was built in 1862 by Joe Douglas, but after a fire in 1875 it was rebuilt. It was designed in the style of New York's, San Francisco's, and Boston's prestigious men's clubs. The upper 2 stories housed elegant suites, a pool room, a poker room, and facilities for various leisure pursuits frowned upon by society at large, while the first floor had the saloon. It became a gathering spot for Virginia's well-to-do, a place where they could mix with their own kind, enjoy their status as achievers, partake in all the vices and advantages of riches, without having to associate with the ordinary man. But mining revenues dropped over time, there were fewer well-to-dos, and the club finally opened its doors to everyone for economic reasons, bringing this premium club into the everyday world. The $150 a year membership dropped to $2.50, and by 1897, the Washoe Club closed its doors for good. For a while the building was used as a morgue. The ground in winter would freeze over and graves could not be dug, so they used the building to keep the bodies of the dead until the spring thaw. The area in the back of the building was known as the crypt. In 1874 alone, over 77 bodies were stored there. They were put in burlap sacks and stacked up. The second level was converted to boarding rooms and apartments in the 1930s, and this continued intermittently until 1984, when a resident lit his mattress on fire on the third floor, causing the county to condemn the property. The Washoe Club is haunted by at least 4 identified entities, as well as others who have yet to be identified. Some of the ghosts discovered there have been scarred by their tragic lives or untimely deaths. These disturbed souls remain there in an attempt to find calm in order to alleviate their restlessness, or to recollect happier moments in order to try to even it all out. While others believe the spirits are trapped inside and are condemned to stay there. Over the years, several murders and strange deaths have occurred in the club, so it seems like a natural place for the paranormal. The spiral staircase, which was featured on the TV program Ripley's Believe It or Not, is one of the more stranger areas of the club. It is the longest spiral staircase ever built without any support poles. It is also the location of the club's most famous ghost, Lena. On the spiral staircase, an apparition of a blonde woman who was named Lena in life has emerged. She met the same fate as many prostitutes. She was murdered by a jealous customer. On the spiral staircase, photos of Lena have been taken. She appears wearing a blue dress. Also, a blue glow has been seen often on the stairs. Also on the spiral staircase, an apparition of a very little girl has also been spotted. While standing on the staircase, people have reported being touched by the inquisitive youngster or by other children. The upstairs of the building at the top of the staircase was known as the Millionaires Club, where the rich of the rich would go. Many present-day visitors have reported the smell of cigar smoke there. Others have reported the ghostly sounds of card playing and gambling. In the main room sits a long table where the men would sit. Visitors report when they near the table, perfectly good electronic devices would stop working, only to start working again as they leave the table area. Also, the second floor has another entity, believed to be that of a teen who was murdered. She explores the entire building, and feels free to find a specific spot for herself. Her entire apparition has been spotted in a second-floor bedroom, which is a haven of calm and quiet. Some feel she's attempting to forget about the tragedy of her death, so she can move on from it. The ballroom, which served as a doctor's office in the 1860s, is also claimed to be haunted. In 1864, a 10-year-old girl named Gretchen died there. She was struck and killed by a horse and carriage while trying to cross the street. Visitors have reported seeing a ghostly image of a little girl standing between the second and third floor staircases. They have also reported hearing footsteps of a child running up and down the staircase, as well as hearing a child's laughter. On the third floor bedroom, 2 deaths occurred. One in 1873 was of an 8-year-old girl named Ella. She died when dynamite exploded next door. The blast killed 10 people next door, and 2 living on the third floor of the building. People claim to have seen Ella's toys move on their own, including seeing one of her dolls in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth, as well as hearing a child's laughter coming from what seems to be out of nowhere. In the same room in 1982, a bartender named Scotty took his own life by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, after he learned his son died in an abandoned mine shaft accident. There are many reports of some of the spirits being malevolent and giving off dark energy. In one room known as the Red Room, there has been over 24 documented cases of people being scratched and clawed. Many visitors report being ill and dizzy when entering the room, as well as seeing doors open and close on their own. So what do you think of the Washoe Club? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe.